Hello YouTube, welcome back to Practice with me. Today I thought I would share with you my complete roughly 20-minute long vibrato workout encompassing absolutely all the exercises you could ever need to have a really nice, strong and controlled vibrato. Now, it's important to say that in order to complete this workout, your vibrato already should be established or at least up and running to a degree. If you are completely new to it, then check out the link that I have posted right in the description below, where I'm linking to my video in which I'm teaching vibrato from scratch. So I think it's time to start practicing. Before we kick off today's practice session, I just want to say a very quick and very heartfelt thank you for all your lovely comments, messages, for subscribing, liking my videos, and especially, of course, to those who have left me a little tip, which you can do via the link below. Those really help me enormously to be able to put in the time to develop more content. So thank you very, very much. And without further ado, let's go and start practicing some vibrato. Now, having said in my introduction that this workout is not designed to teach you vibrato from scratch, but that you already need to have your vibrato up and running to a certain degree, I nonetheless always start this workout with a quick recap of the method that I teach in my How to Learn Vibrato video, step by step. So the first thing we're going to do is once again really magnify the vibrato movement, this sort of pumping motion. We're really going to blow it up. So we're going to start here moving from first to fourth position, backwards and forwards, just really noisy shifting, like so. So as you can see, I have a really nice stable C shape in my hand, but I also have a lot of softness and flexibility in my hand and wrist as well. So I want to get pretty much sort of 8 return journeys, so to speak, onto one bow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now change finger onto the next one. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now third finger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now, as you can hear there, the aim is not to get every shift, absolutely perfect intonation there, but you want to stay roughly within that ballpark. So now that leaves us with 4. Now you can see that I consciously bring my whole upper arm really forward so that I get maximum weight on that finger with no effort. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So now we're going to make it smaller. We're only going to third position and we're repeating exactly the same thing. One more time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Change finger. Now make sure the weight is on the second finger. But you see, C shape is still here, but the hand is very, very loose, and so is the arm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3. So it's really that dragging, pulling both ways. Drag it up, drag it down. 4. Now down to a tone. So second finger. I should have said by now, most importantly, while you're doing all of this, is you need to be eagle-eyed on your bow, that your bow does not start going all over the place, which is what very often happens when you're vibrating, but on completely straight bow. So just focus on the bow. into a semitone, so we're already very close to the sort of final movement now. There you are. So now this is perhaps in terms of, sort of sound, not the most attractive sounding exercise, but it is incredibly effective because now my hand is really, really warmed up and I'm really good to start vibrating nicely and freely. Next, I want to practice vibrating at different speeds. And of course, whenever we're doing anything that involves speed control, we're using the metronome. So I'm going to set my metronome to crotchet equals 112, like so. And now I'm just starting with a very gentle sort of quaver pulse in my vibrato. Just very relaxed, gentle kind of quaver pulse. Now we are going to dial it up a little bit and we're going to go on to triplets like so. So now we're going to go one higher still, and that is semi-quaver. So yata ta 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 ta. So this is going to feel a little bit more like hard work. So make sure now that your thumb does not start clamping on the fingerboard. Good C shape, relax, and just slightly stronger kick from the arm. 1, 2, yata ta 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 ta. Now, what is important here? What is important that the whole time this bass joint of the thumb here does not lock. Everything stays really, really, really nice and relaxed. The fingers you are not using really just have to be like jelly. They're completely, really completely loose, just dead, just hanging there really. So now I just did that exercise in third position. Third position, fourth position are probably some of the most comfortable really to vibrate in, simply because of sort of where the arm is located. It's really important in any good vibrato workout that we deliberately go into sort of the positions which are quite awkward to vibrate in. And I can't think of any position more awkward to vibrate in than half position, where the arm is all the way down here. So we're going to do this one more time, but we're going to do it in half position. And I also really like to do it especially on the lower strings as well, just so to really put yourself out of your comfort zone. So here we go again, starting with the quaver pulse. 1, 2, 3, 4. here about vibrating in half position, it's always a bit tempting to sort of to raise the shoulder, which is going to make it much harder. So what I try to imagine when I'm here is really to feel that sort of my shoulder blade is pulling right down to the floor. The shoulder blade feels really, really, really heavy. Yeah, so now we're just quickly going to go through the triplets and semi-quavers as well. Yeah, da, 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 da. Shake out your arm a little bit, but always make sure that you really don't start tensing up, don't start clamping there. Now, semi-quavers. There you go. That is going into the lower positions, and it's really important to train that because it does come up. I was just recently playing the beautiful Brahms E minor sonata, and that's one piece where you actually spend quite a lot of time in those lower positions, and so that's where doing that kind of practice really helps me. Now, in much the same way that we have to train ourselves in the really low positions, it's also really important to practice vibrating in the high positions as well, and really getting used to vibrating very evenly there and have that speed control. Now, because in the higher positions, we don't have the fourth finger anymore, but we have that variation between, you know, fingers close together and fingers apart. I'm modifying the exercise slightly, but I'm still using the metronome at the same speed with that same principle. So I'm going to start on A, and I'm going to start again with my quaver pulse. To B flat, back to A, now to B natural, sharp, so there are probably a few things that you notice there. The first question, which you will probably now want to ask me, is what do you do at that point with the thumb? Do you bring it up or do you have it back? I would suggest practicing both, because depending on the context, you will need both, and you will get a slightly different sort of amplitude depending on what you do. Here, I mean, I can't, in seventh position, I can't keep my thumb behind anymore. So where I have it is out like that, out back, to use it as a counterweight. So never do anything like that with a thumb in the air like that. Always, if you have the thumb behind, keep it straight. So almost as if you're playing sort of octave tremolos on the piano. It's that kind of idea, yeah? So with the thumb back, you've got... Now, however, if I bring the thumb up, you can hear that everything is a little bit narrower, yeah? So now, of course, you want to do that also in the triplet pulse and in the semi-quaver pulse as well, which just For time's sake, we don't have to go through all of that now, but please do practice that as well. Next, I want to train, I have been saying all along, make sure you have a really sort of seamless transfer of vibrato from finger to finger, but I want to do one exercise really that focuses especially on that aspect really of not stopping the vibrato between notes. So once again, you can go, you know, you can do it in first position, you can do it on, I'm going to back to third position to show it. And we are always going to do the following. So we're always going to slur two notes like so. So 1 to 2, 1 to 3, 1 to 4, and 1 to 4 with extension. The actual vibrato movement doesn't stop whatsoever. To go from the lower finger to the higher finger and back, what I use essentially is a slight rotation of the forearm. So I'm going that way to go higher, I'm going that way to go lower again, but the actual pumping continues unabated. So that throughout I'm really pulling and pushing in my bow here to get that beautiful sort of supported resonant sound. Again, make sure you also do that exercise as well in the higher positions. And so on. Now, of course, I know I'm going to get lots and lots and lots of comments saying, well, I really can't vibrate on my fourth finger. So I'm going to show you a specialist exercise now, which if you know my channel, if you know my content, you already know that I am severely challenged in the fourth finger department. You can see there really, if you look at how it compares to the heel of my bow, there really isn't an awful lot of it. And I remember when I was a teenager, I was constantly moaning that I can't vibrate on my fourth finger. So my then teacher, Raphael Wolfish, he gave me a really good exercise, which I do to the present day, which involves only vibrating on the fourth finger. So what we're going to do is we're going to start in fourth position on the fourth finger, and you can see here that I'm loading again. I'm slightly rotating my forearm towards the blade of the hand, really loading the weight onto that, and now I'm going to go down in semitone steps. All the way to half position and back. So you want to try that on all four strings, and especially on the low ones, because especially in C string you have to have really good arm placement, otherwise it doesn't work. So nice long arm. Really make sure the weight sits on that fourth finger. So you can try it in two different ways, either just with 4 or with 4 and 3 down. And as a final little bonus ball here, I'm going to give you the hardcore version, and that is doing it in a double stop. So with 4 on the higher string, 3 on the lower string. So that minor 6, and now we're going. Which is a real workout if you haven't done that before. So here we are. That is pretty much my complete vibrato workout. And now, having done that, my hand really feels warmed up. This is actually a great way, by the way, to really warm up the left hand. And on that bright note, I'm now going to go off to a rehearsal, and hopefully my vibrato will be on point. See you again soon, and have fun practicing.